Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dorian Destinations Podcast. I am Franco and Dorian.
I'm Shannon.
And we are your friendly neighborhood travel advisors. Remember, we're not travel influencers, but travel advisors. So everything you hear in this podcast, you can book with us.
I feel like you're talking like, hello, Simon.
Are you mocking my...
Yeah. Like, I feel like we should be like on the radio, like 1920s.
Whoa, here comes...
that was the vibe I was getting.
Yeah. Well, there's Babe Ruth, like that.
Yeah, like, why do they talk like that?
I don't know. What a slugging slam. Like nature talking. Anyways, back to our, let's get refocused. We have a good episode for you guys because we recently went to Las Terrenas,
yes,
Dominican Republic, and we're going to say it's a gem.
Yeah.
It's a gem, and we're going to break that down. But before we do that, and we're also going to talk about, is cruising really the best way to see the Caribbean?
I know, but like, what should I say? Like, because I'm not...
I know it's a tough conversation.
You know, I didn't read what you wrote.
Yeah, I know.
I want you to ask me.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be...
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean,
notes I've been getting notes that recently. I just want to update everything.
I'm glad that you're getting the notes and that. But before we get into those two topics, we're going to talk about little travel news and fact and fiction. Okay,
right.
So you ready for this?
You read it or not?
You should start.
Segment 1, travel news, fact or fiction, news story, best place to retire on $2,000 a month with great weather. But this is like, I'm asking you if this is true.
No, you, okay.
Yeah, like
so there's a new format that we're doing, Shan. You're going to tell the news. So you're going to give them the source, right? So the best places to retire $2,000 a month.
Can I just say something?
As for travel and leisure, and then you say the information.
When were you going to tell me the new format?
I totally forgot. So much going on in our lives, and I completely forgot to update her in a new format. But yeah, I thought this would be better.
Great.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Okay, so
you want to start? I think I should start, and then you just follow suit. Okay. Listen, this episode is not going well. Okay. So, babe, in recent, according to the Travel and Leisure, the best place to retire on $2,000 a month is in Valencia, Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're saying that is the most affordable place to retire, which, let me tell you something. I ran into a good friend of mine, Argentine, that's married to a Madridian or a Spaniard.
That's not a thing.
A Spaniard.
Okay, that's a thing.
Yeah. So he was telling me, he was like, "Oh my God, Franco, you have to do Spain. Your mind's gonna be blown, especially in the south." He did mention Valencia. He goes, "It's just the food there is just boggling, if you will." But yeah, so basically low cost of living, excellent healthcare. There is it's walkable. It's beach proximity, and it's on the Mediterranean. And you have that Mediterranean culture.
Okay, so where does the truth, myth, like where are we going?
So now that I informed, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to educate my co-host here on how our new format's going to be. So we give news, which it was, but then that news inspires a fact or fiction.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right? So now the fact or fiction, now that we know that Valencia, Spain is the best place to retire with $2,000 a month, guess what? Fact or fiction? Who has the most expats? No, I'm sorry. Costa Rica has the most American expats. True or fiction? Fact or fiction?
I think like when the expat thing was first becoming like a big thing, and it's always been a big thing, but I think when like it was more of a spotlight, I think Costa Rica was one of the top places. I'm going to say, as of now, of 2025, I don't think it's number one anymore.
Oh, look at you. You are astute. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. It is fiction. And according to a World Population Review, Mexico has the largest population by far.
Did not think it was Mexico.
Yeah, the irony in that. Oh my
God, almost 1 million.
Yeah, almost 1 million, 823,000 American expats. It's the largest population by far. The second country that comes close is the UK with 243,000. So that's like almost 4 times the amount in the UK people going to Mexico.
That's crazy. Yeah. I honestly thought I was going to say Spain, Portugal, have always, maybe because we live in Miami too.
I'm surprised that Italy's on, because I know that they're, true. Well, you know what? Now that you understand the format.
Okay, I'm going to do number 2.
Yeah, why don't you do number 2?
The news story that I'm going to tell you guys is about TSA in May. Okay, well, I didn't read this, but TSA is in talks of ending the 3-ounce rule. That happened after 9/11, just so you know. So the TSA's testing computed, it's called tomography, which is a CT scanner that detects threads in full-size liquids, and it could contaminate the 311.
Not contaminate, eliminate. Yeah.
The 311 rule by late 2025. And this is for the U.S. airports. So, I did read that. I know that it's talks. I did not realize that it was this soon. I thought it was maybe for 2026.
But I love it because I feel like you're making air travel great again when you take off the shoes rule, and then now you're eliminating the 3-ounce rule. I'm loving
that. And also too, if you're going to charge me now for my carry-on and for this and for that, they're gonna have to eliminate it because maybe people don't want to check in I know people that never check in their bags, so if they need something that's more than 3 ounces, I can see that. So I like that. I find that interesting.
It makes me happy.
I said this before. In 96, I came on a plane home with 12 bottles as my carry-on, 12 bottles of wine on my carry-on. And then my dad brought home 12 bottles of wine. We came home on the same flight. So we came home with 24 bottles of wine. Just to say that.
Yeah, you're Irish. All right, you want to talk about the fact or fiction?
And fact or fiction. So now that we know about this new rule that may be eliminated, is this a true or fact that you can bring a live lobster on a carry-on?
No. Nah, you can't bring it.
Maybe in Miami you can. It's lobster season here.
So you're telling me that you could bring a live lobster as your carry-on? It's actually
true that TSA permits live lobster in clear, spill-proof containers in carry-on or checked in. Airlines rules may differ. So check with your airline before you fly.
You know what pissed me off about that fact or fiction is that I had to throw
a peacock on the plane, and
I had to throw away a good bottle of cologne, but you could bring a freaking lobster.
I know. And Brooklyn, she has like curly hair, and we have to throw away like a little thing of gels.
Yeah, not cool.
Her little flyaways.
Not cool. All right. Well, on to the next news story.
Number three.
This one's pretty interesting. All right. So passport stamps are disappearing in 29 countries. Okay. According to Schengen Visa Info 2025, many EU and Schengen nations are switching to biometric entry systems by the fall of this year.
Oh, but I like our little stamps.
I do like the stamps. That's kind of nostalgic.
I remember the year. It was 96 when the border started opening up in Europe, and we were going through Germany with my dad, and you still go through the borders, but they weren't necessarily stamping your stuff. And we asked border control if they could stamp my passport.
Well, that's going away.
But they did, and they still did, but they don't do that anymore.
Now it's going to be biometric digital entry. Right?
Well, that's happening now with all of these online passports that you have to fill in. We just did one for Dominican Republic this year. We did one for UK this year.
But they still stamped it. We did the digital thing and they still stamped it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to get rid of that.
Yeah. Well, now here's a fact or fiction that was inspired, so don't look so you won't see the answer.
Okay.
The U.S. has the strongest passport in the world.
No.
Very, very good.
No, we do
not.
Everyone thinks the U.S. is the best.
That is true. Henley Passport Index 2025 showed that Singapore ranks as number 1 with visa-free access to 194 countries. That's amazing.
Yep.
Japan and Germany are the next, and we fall in 7th.
Okay.
In the strength of passport.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I was shocked by that we were 7. I thought we were at least 3, but no. I think Cuba is like holding the line. It's a complete lie. All right.
Next one. Travel tip. So renting a car or taking the train in Europe, right? So which one is best? So Rick Steves was like my guy. Trains are the best for major cities, fast, frequent, and scenic. Renting a car if exploring countryside like Tuscany or the Alps. Consider tolls, parking, and fuel cost when driving. So I have to say I'm a big fan on renting cars and trains. I think we do a little bit of both. So I will say this. You didn't put this in your notes. It says, here it says, always validate your ticket, especially on trams,
but
buses,
that's the second place. Like that's
your thing. That's like my. But yeah, when you see like tip 1, that's like a second tip, second trait.
Yes, yeah. You have no idea of our format, do you?
No, because I just got educated during the podcast. Okay,
so I think the tip 1 that you were talking about, to go back to that, and not to just derail this conversation. Listen. It depends on the country you're going to and the city you're going to, but in Italy, I will tell you this: I think I'm preferring a car rental because
there's many reasons why.
Yeah, but specifically because of the train cancellations and the strikes and all that. Like
the strikes happen very often, and it's not just trains; it's even ferries that's happened to us. And then the trains are late. This summer, I had a family traveling by train. They had a pass. I want you to know that it was fully refundable. I booked it. They paid extra. And because it was like a 5-minute window, they did not want to refund them their money. So that was really daunting. I had another family that their train got canceled, and I was literally at 5 a.m. booking a car rental. And they're like, this was a better route that we ended up doing anyway. So the train situation can be a little bit daunting. However, when we rented a car last summer, we decided to do something off the beaten path and do the culinary belt, which was nice because we went at our leisure time. We drove, we had the suitcases in the car, we hit Parm, we hit Modena, we got to eat, and it was really nice.
and actually what happened when we were with my best friend and the trains went on strike, and we literally could not leave Vicenza. Like it was a little like scary, because I was like, oh my God, like we were getting claustrophobic in our apartment because we wanted to do things. We had so many.
They had a plane to catch like in 3 days.
Yeah. So we were like, forget it. Let's just rent a car, just drive and go to Verona. And so I feel like you have a little bit more freedom, especially like in a country like Italy, maybe not so much, maybe like Paris and things like, well, Paris actually does have a lot of strikes. But yeah, I think it depends on the country, but I like renting cars. It might be a little bit expensive. But again, you have the freedom, just in case, life happens in those countries, where you have the freedom to move.
I will tell you on tip 2 about renting cars, because
it's not renting cars.
Or just like always validate your ticket on trams and buses. But I was going to say this. So tip 2 is when you're doing transit, especially on trains, a lot of times you use an app to get your train ticket. And then you buy your ticket and you sit down and you're like, well, nobody checked my train ticket. 2 things. Yes, they will come randomly and check. We've seen people get kicked off the train because they did not have the train ticket. So they'll come and they'll ask you for your pass. You pull it up. It's a barcode, and then they scan it. If you are on the train and you do not have that pass, it is like a $500 fine. And I think now it's even going up more. So yes. Have we by accident gone on a train and did not buy a ticket and the app wasn't working? We didn't have online access. I think there was 8 of us. Yeah. It was with your dad. And I was like, just get on the train. We'll buy it on there. We weren't able to do it. We prayed to God that we didn't get stopped. We didn't. But, you want to have good intentions. You were using their public transportation. But I think we should also talk about tickets and when you're driving your car.
Yes. Well, if we go back to the renting car, the tip number 1, if you do rent a car, make sure you understand
the street signs
and the traffic laws, because I think we have a warrant out for our arrest in Italy, because
I'm not exaggerating. I think I have 7 tickets right now.
And I haven't paid them. So I
probably can't rent a car when we go back over there.
We're probably going to get arrested.
Their signs are so they're this big. You can't see the cameras. There's a lot of zones. So you can't go through the main centers, a lot of private areas that are just restricted just for residents. So just be mindful. And the tickets are not cheap. They're like $200 each.
Yeah, it hits you hard. But back to the city transit tips. One thing that Rick Steves recommends,
my guy,
her guy, is check out like apps like City Mapper, Move It, and Google Maps. They're lifesavers, especially for any transit within the city. They'll kind of really be a great guide for you. And usually weekly passes for anything like, city transit is much cheaper than days.
I will tell you, Europe has weekly passes all the time. It's not assigned seats. So, it could, if you like assigned seats like we do when we're with our kids, we want to make sure that we're with them. That's not the route to go, but they do have weekly passes. If you're on a budget, that's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. So you want to hit the last tip?
And when you go to Europe, go in off seasons. So
the shoulder season, summer season.
But like shoulder.
Like when
shoulder season is off season.
When to go to Europe?
Right. So shoulder season is also off season. And so yes, when you go to Europe, April through June are ideal. September to October is very ideal. I will tell you, during those times, the plane tickets are $700. You can even find them for $400 versus going during the holiday season and summer season. Those tickets are now starting at like $1,500.
Yeah.
So those are definitely off seasons, shoulder seasons to go. Summer is great because you have the festivals. There's so many things to do. We did the crowds.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like going. Like I want to live in Europe. I do. But I think I don't want to live in the summer because there's so many tourists. It gets overcrowded and it's very hot. So it's like hot, overcrowded. It's intense. Unless we have our villa in Tuscany with a pool that's in the middle of nowhere. I don't think I want to be in Europe in the summer. I think I would definitely want to be a shoulder, a shoulder
visitor.
Yeah, snowbird or Eurobird.
Okay. And then that brings us to our last one, which is winter is great for Christmas markets. I think the big thing right now, river cruising through the markets, or even just renting a car and going from market to market. It's more a little bit budget friendly too. And it's great for family trips. Yeah, 100%.
So those are our tips, our little Dorian Destination tips. I think people are going to enjoy it.
Okay. I thought that was like another true or false thing.
No.
Okay, so now we're in segment 3. This is completely different.
Yes, this is like the best stuff. We always talk about what we experience or our recommendations. Remember that format?
Take it away, Franco.
Okay, so we went with 6 families. What did you do?
I think we were 7.
Or 7 families. And we went to Dominican Republic. We usually go with my best friend and his family, and he organizes it because he's Dominican and he loves the stress. But we haven't gone since like 12 years.
Yeah.
But this time we went back to a beautiful little place called Las Terrenas in Dominican Republic. It is a very bohemian beach town. We stayed in a compound, I guess you could say, with $1 million villas, like beachfront. Phenomenal. We thought that we definitely have to talk about this gem of the Caribbean. So, I mean, it's great because they have some of the most stunning beaches in like Playa Bonita, Playa Cozón, that's where we stay. We're staying in Playa Cozón with very little crowds, but I will say the crowds have increased a bit.
When we went 12 years ago, there was nobody on the beach. Yeah. This time there was families. It wasn't crazy, but the beach is it is private. So if you're not staying in one of those villas, there's no beach access for anybody.
Yeah, but what's great about this area is that it has ecotourism, waterfalls, and there's even whale watching in the particular season, and jungle hikes, which our friends actually experienced
by accident.
Yes, because we were in one of
a secluded beach, and we took a catamaran to get to.
Yeah, all I can say is that little beach looked like the beach from the movie The Beach. Like I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it was just stunning.
Really pretty,
but it was like Dominican style. It was smaller. It was beautiful.
The waters are beautiful.
The water was gorgeous. It was amazing. And then my Dominican best friend told the rest of some particular people.
We were gonna hop to another beach that was behind that beach, just to give you some context. So he's like, you can either cut through the part of that land or jump back onto the catamaran and then we'll meet you on the other side. So half of our group said, oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds easy because he basically
said it was like a 10-minute walk.
It was a 10-minute walk.
45 minutes later.
Yeah. So when we got to the beach, 30, 40 minutes passed and we're like, wait, a 10-minute walk does not equal 30, 40 minutes. This is mathematically impossible. Something's not right. I think these people are lost. So we had the people from the catamaran go on a little dinghy and look for them. They weren't found.
They weren't found.
The first round they weren't found. They came back. I told my best friend, this is going to be a Dateline ID episode 100%. But then finally they did show up after like 35 minutes. And sweating, bruised,
not very happy.
Fallen.
Some people fell.
Yeah, like so. Basically, they got lost.
They did it with no shoes.
Yeah, they did it with no shoes. It was a jungle, literally a jungle hike. So that.
But on top of that, this place is very safe, family friendly.
Yes.
But it is definitely beautiful, and the humpback whale migration is through January and March, which I love because that's like a great thing, you know.
Yeah, and it's still warm and it's still like it's a great thing for snowbirds, definitely. So they do call it the Bali of the Caribbean.
I can see that.
Yeah. So what's great about that, and I didn't know that they do have a big French expat community there. They do have big, nice bakeries, boutiques, and restaurants, which. We do have to talk about the restaurant that we had. We had a 7-course meal in the middle of
chef's table
with like deconstructed like
little pieces of artwork.
Yeah, it was art. We
didn't know what we were getting. There was no menu. We just let them know that if we had any allergies ahead of time. And it's an open kitchen, so you get to see the amazing.
What's the name? You have it there on your Instagram because I really want to do it.
We'll give them a shout out. We'll tag them. You go to their facility. It's beautiful. When you're going through a garage. A gate, and when it opens up, it's just.
To get there,
it's a little crazy.
It's a little gangster, but
beautiful.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
But it's open kitchen, open bar. Great concept. You cannot put more than 15, 20 people there. They did accommodate us. We had children with us. We were 24 total. But it was great. They did like the big style table with everybody sitting down, and everything was great. It was affordable. They came out 7-course meal. The kids had pasta or the 7-course meal. I know our kids had our food too as well. They'll eat anything. But it was stunning, beautiful. And
I believe the chef was Chef Alfredo, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't want to
look at your Instagram.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think it was Chef Alfredo.
Right, you're so deep.
And he was he's married to the property manager that we had for the villa that we were staying at. Her name was Rebecca, and a great couple. Honestly, we felt 100% like kings that whole week. Really nice. Are you looking it up?
I am looking it up because apparently we have to do this right this very second.
Yeah, we do, because I really want to make sure that our listeners check them out. Either way, this
right here. Chef Alfredo.
Chef Alfredo, I was right. Fantastic. Kudos to Chef Alfredo. Like, this man, he's Venezuelan, but he's living there with his Canadian wife in Las Terrenas. Their home is right behind the restaurant. Beautiful little cats, beautiful children. It was really like going to a friend of yours it happens to be a chef in his table. It was just beautiful.
It was really nice. It's definitely worth, if you're into that. It's just that beautiful food that you get to taste with all the different flavors in your mouth that you're like eating. And you're like, oh my God, he was like, oh, this is chocolate and this and that. And you're like, okay, this doesn't sound good. And then you put it in your mouth. You're like, oh my God, this is like amazing. It's that type of restaurant.
Yeah. It's not for everyone, because I don't, a lot of people, some people, weren't didn't understand what a chef table is. Right. And really, if you do appreciate that, you do appreciate the art of food
and culinary
and the culinary arts. Yeah, it's like a must do when you're in Las Terrenas. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Yes.
Coffee talk.
Coffee. But I will say this. One thing because we did have a friend that said that they didn't like Dominican Republic because it was kind of like ghetto-ish. but they never, I don't think they saw the Dominican Republic that we saw. Cause I feel
or seen.
Yeah. Because I will say that the Dominican Republic, it is a very poor country, but it's a very beautiful country.
It's
and the
Caribbean,
people.
but I think a lot of, not just Dominican Republic, I have to say, because there's parts of, and I used to go to Jamaica twice a year for many years. And there's parts of it that you see that, you know, and still the Bahamas, we do cruises, and you see parts of the Bahamas that part of these Caribbean islands are not, you know, maybe there's garbage on the street or what have you. And then they have other areas that are just stunning. I think that's just common.
Yeah.
So, but it is, I mean, it is beautiful. I mean, all those Caribbean islands are very, very pretty.
Yeah. It's not like, you know, again, all these Caribbean islands or any poor country, because I remember going to Peru, and to get to the most stunning place I've ever seen in my life, Machu Picchu, I had to go through mud houses.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to see the unfortunate part of it in these countries to appreciate the amazingness of it. So that didn't deter us at all. On the contrary, I actually love it, that contrast that my kids got to see, that we were staying in a 13-bedroom mansion house with, you know, full staff. And then we had to drive to the 7-course meal, and it looked like a rough part of town, you know, like they need to see that contrast. And I thought it was great.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You're at segment 4.
We highly recommend, before we go to segment 4, I just want to say we highly recommend it.
They go all the time. We try to jump on that trip every couple of years. I will tell you, we're even thinking about going back with other friends that we have, because we have lots of friends and stuff, and doing like a smaller house, because it is just pretty.
Yeah.
So our kids loved it. They were in heaven. So.
And we definitely have a good relationship with Rebecca, the property manager. So you guys are looking for a great family getaway,
let us know.
Yep.
We had a catamaran come right to the back of our house. They got us with a little boat to bring us back and forth in groups. Everything is right there. Your villa comes with transportation.
Yeah, and a full staff.
A full staff. 3 meals a day.
3 meals a day, and the food per family was $45 a day.
Yeah, and we spent 8 days there. I will tell you, the next time I do go, I am going to be pushing for 10, because it's not enough to do. It's like a real vacation, doing nothing.
Yeah, just doing nothing and lay out. All right, so now we're ready for our last segment.
I like this one.
Yeah, this one's good.
I haven't read the notes, but I'm all about it. So go.
So, okay, babe. So this is a good conversation, because I think after experiencing Las Terrenas, I started thinking, I'm like, man, you know, a lot of people go to the Caribbean and all they do it by cruising. And is cruising really the best way to see the Caribbean?
Okay, but then here, this is where I'm at. I think we do like more of a conversation.
Yeah. Well, there's a new format.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called the Hot Topics.
What a great idea.
It's called. Hey, your mic is.
I didn't even know the new format.
Yeah, and you got it.
Okay.
So basically, what I want to do is talk about a certain topic, and like we have more of a conversation thing versus.
I love that.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
You love that. It was originally my idea.
This is a great idea, babe.
All right. Awesome. So
You're
okay.
so smart.
So yes, after experiencing Las Terrenas and experiencing the Caribbean that way. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I want to cruise the Caribbean. I want to have different experiences in the Caribbean.
I agree. However, I you know, our listeners and what have you, and we live in Miami, and it's wild because, you know, being a travel agent, and I go to travel conferences, and I actually met this woman who was she was going back and forth to cruises. And she goes to like all the Caribbean all the time. And she relocated from California to Miami recently. I shouldn't say Miami. She's in North Broward. I ran into her last month at another travel thing. And she loves the Caribbean. And it's for us, it's like, it's right here. It's 45 minutes to go to Bimini. So our weekends would entail just having a bikini and a backpack in my 20s. And then we would just like, sometimes head over and we would be in the Bahamas the same day that we were on a boat. So I think for us, when we say like, oh yeah, the Caribbean, like it's so easy for us to get to. However, this woman relocated herself from California to Miami so she can have access to the Caribbean. All these people from all over the world, if they want to see all the Caribbean, it's like us going to Europe So like, you know, like we want to see as much as we want when we go over there. For them to come onto a cruise and to hit up a couple islands is probably the most effective, efficient way for them. Do we enjoy it? I'm not a cruise person.
But I don't think, and again, and this is just my opinion, I don't think that I want to see Europe because of what you're trying to do, like a comparison, right? Like, like we will go to Europe. We want to see as much as we can of Europe. I'm sorry. At least we don't travel that way.
We don't do it.
If we go to a country, we go to a country and we go to the country and we try to see the country. We don't do 20 countries in 19 days. Like that's not our vibe. And again, like going back to the Caribbean, you do a cruise in the Caribbean. I don't feel you get the cultural immersions as you would is if you say, for example, look what we did in Las Terrenas, right? Look at that little restaurant that we found. Look at that little bar that Arai and his husband found.
Or the little beach bar.
The little beach. It's like those things you're not gonna find in a cruise. You're not gonna find those hidden gems.
Right. Okay, so then I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I don't agree with this. I just would like to make a disclaimer. I've had some people, that travel world, were like, oh, you've seen one Caribbean island, you've seen them all. And so I guess, yes. However, I can tell you right now, and I will not say, there's some Caribbean islands I just don't care to go to. I've been to them. I'm one and done. I'm good. And there's other Caribbean islands that I just love, and I could keep going back over and over again because of the food, the culture, and not to mention how beautiful the island is. But I am blessed that I live in Miami, and it's, less than 2 hours to go. It's like an hour and something to go to Puerto Rico. It's 45 minutes to go, but by boat is 45 minutes to go to, if I want to go by plane to the Bahamas, it's 15, 20 minutes, so we're very lucky that we have that.
Yeah, I know. We are, but
it was an hour and 40 minute plane ride. So
the conversation is not about if we're lucky to have that. What I'm saying is that if a person wants to understand the Caribbean, is it better?
Should visit.
Okay,
not
visit
by boat,
not by cruising. Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying, and I think that to me is important because, like again, that's something that really hit me when we just went to Las Terrenas this time, and hearing Adai's experience going to this bar. He we had the freedom to find little gems in that area that we would have never.
We also stayed a week. A lot of people would stay 3 days one city, 3 days another city, 3 days another city. So we were.
And again, one thing that I think also too, that especially Dominican Republic, the all inclusive crowd
is
different. They go to all inclusives in Punta Cana or what have you, and then it's like just a little party there, and it's almost like a cruise vibe on land. Right. That makes sense. Versus what we did is we went with families, rented our own home with staff. So technically, we were being catered to like an all-inclusive. It was almost our own all-inclusive, right? Because we controlled the narrative. We couldn't, the staff was cooking what we wanted to cook. We had our liquor there. So it's a different, but we had the freedom of like having transportation to go to these little gems within there. So I just feel like that type of experience is something that, and again, I haven't gone to Jamaica, but you told me so much about Jamaica that maybe that's something I kind of want to do. I'm sure the same like DNA of how we did Las Terrenas, we could duplicate in Puerto Rico, we could duplicate in Jamaica. Yeah. And that way we could really understand those Caribbean islands.
No, and even though, and I will say this, the food is similar, but it's also very different.
No, the culture and food.
The culture, I love Dominican Republic. I love how friendly and amazing they are. The food's amazing. I loved Puerto Rico. The food is amazing. The people are amazing. I talk about Jamaica all the time because, when you go, like when we go to Dominican Republic, we're with Dominicans. And so it's a different vibe. I feel like we're tourists, but we're not. And when I used to go to Jamaica, I was going with Jamaicans. So I got to see a different side in other areas that are not what your typical Ocho Rios are, like Negril. I was going to other parts that are stunning. Like where was it? Yeah, the Blue Lagoon. Is it the one?
Yeah, the Blue Lagoon.
With Brooke Shields. Yeah. I was going to that area, which I will keep quiet and won't tell anybody what it is, but it's just so beautiful. And I had access to these other areas that are off the beaten path. And that's what made me fall in love with that island. Not to mention the food and the people and everything that comes with it. That 360 thing that I always talk about. And then there's other islands in the Caribbean that I just, okay, yeah, great if you want to go. It's just different. But, I think you have to be able to explore that. Some islands are very expensive, if you're talking about like St. Bart's and, they're expensive, but they are stunning.
Yeah. So I think the Dorian destination point of view, if I'm not mistaken, is explore the Caribbean a little bit more freely than just cruising. We're not against cruising. We love cruising. We could set up your cruise if you want to. That's fine. That's not a problem. But I think immersing yourself in the culture is a little bit more important, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur.
Well, did you like our new format?
I do. I like the chit chat.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do that.
It's better because then I don't have to find my nerdy glasses.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't, because I can't read.
Yeah, you do look a little nerdy with the glasses, but I mean, and we talk.
Oh my God.
It's not so structured.
We talk.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us. Sorry for all the hiccups in the new format that my wife didn't understand.
Because I was not notified.
She was not notified. But again, if you guys like anything that you heard today and you want more information, hit us up, DM us, send us comments, like, subscribe, do everything you got to do to stay in contact with us. And we're here to set up your next travel.
Bye, guys.
Ciao, bacalao. Why do you hate it so much?
It's stupid.
So stupid.